Welcome back, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are new, welcome. You guys have been loving my ice cream videos so much. In fact, my video on how to make low carb sugar-free ice cream is my top viewed video. It is blowing my other videos out of the water. So today I have two more quick ice cream recipes for you. But these are a little different because they are keto friendly, of course. They are dairy-free. One only takes 2 ingredients. The other one only takes 3 ingredients. And they both only take 2 minutes to make. 2 minutes and you've got keto, dairy-free ice cream. I know, just when you thought I couldn't get better, I just did. Boom! And if you want printable versions of these, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find printable versions of these and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, right next to the subscribe button, there's a little bell. Make sure you click that bell. That way you could be notified every time I put out a new video. And while you do that, let's get cooking. In a large blender or food processor, place 2 cups of the frozen fruit of your choice. I'm using mixed berries. You can use whatever fruit you want. Then add 1/4 cup of coconut milk. Blend on medium-high for about 45 seconds to 1 minute or until the ice cream is your desired consistency. My blender has an ice cream setting on it, so I just put it to the ice cream setting and it's 45 seconds exactly. Everybody's blender is different, and I've made it on smaller blenders before and it's still turned out fine. I just pulsed it a couple times to make sure that the fruit gets chopped up a little bit, and then I would blend it on the medium-high until it was the consistency that I wanted, which still only took about 45 seconds to a minute. One thing you want to make sure is that your blender or your processor, whatever you're using, has enough power to chop through ice. Some of the smaller processors and smaller blenders don't have that much power to chop through ice, so make sure that your blender or processor is able to chop up ice. You don't want to put the frozen fruit in there and then have your blender burning up on you. Most blenders you don't have a problem with, but just make sure. Once it is your desired consistency, you can scoop it out now into a serving dish and eat it immediately. If you do want a little more sweetness to it, you can add a few drops of liquid stevia to it. I personally think the berries give it enough sweetness, but if you are a sweets person and you want it more sweet tasting, you can add a few drops of liquid stevia. If you decide you want it a little bit more creamy, you can always add a tablespoon or so more of coconut milk. It's up to you on how creamy you want it. Otherwise, it's ready to eat immediately. If you decide you don't want to eat this immediately, or you have leftovers and you want to freeze them for another time, it will freeze solid, which isn't that big of a deal. You can either take it out and just let it thaw out until it's thawed enough for you to scoop it, or if you're impatient like me, I put it in the microwave for about 5 to 10 seconds, just until it's defrosted enough for me to be able to scoop it. And then if it's not the texture that I want, I'll pop it back in my blender with just a couple tablespoons of coconut milk, just for a few seconds, and blend it until it's the consistency that I want. So this one is intended to be eaten immediately, but it can be frozen and still eat it later. You just have to put a little bit extra work into it. It's that easy. For the 3 ingredient ice cream, take a 13.5 ounce can of coconut milk and shake it really well to mix it up well. That way you don't have any separation in the coconut milk. Then pour the milk into ice trays and allow it to freeze overnight. Once the coconut milk is frozen in the ice trays, remove the coconut milk ice cubes from the trays and place the cubes into a large blender or large food processor. Add 1 cup of unthawed coconut milk, just straight from the can, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. This is optional. It just kind of enhances the flavor just a little bit, but you don't have to put that in if you don't want to. And 1/3 cup of granulated Swerve or granulated sweetener of your choice. Blend these on medium-high for about 1 minute or until everything is chopped all up. Then scrape down the sides of your blender or processor. And blend again on medium-high for another 1 minute or until everything is fully combined and the ice cream is your desired texture. Now again, my blender has an ice cream setting on it, so all I do is push the ice cream setting once, then scrape down the sides and push the ice cream setting again and scrape down the sides. And it's perfect. Each time is 45 seconds each. So it actually takes me less than a minute each time. But again, I've made this on other blenders, and all you do is just pulse it a little bit to make sure everything's chopped up, then blend it for a minute, scrape down your sides, blend it for a minute again, and it still turns out great. Once it's all blended and it's the desired consistency, you can serve it immediately if you like more of the soft serve texture. If you want it to be a little firmer and you want it to have more of the traditional ice cream texture, then put it in the freezer for about 2 hours. If you keep it for longer than 2 hours, it will probably freeze solid and you'll need to defrost it a little bit before eating it. But 2 hours should be fine. Give you that nice ice cream texture. Scoop it out in your desired bowls and eat and enjoy. And those are our recipes of the day. I hope you enjoyed them both. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button. You can leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.